Hi BookTube. I'm here today with my March wrap-up. Not a lot happened in March, to be honest. So let's get on to it. I'm gonna start with my DNFs. So, first of all, I DNF'd the autobiography of Henry VIII with notes by his fool Will Somers. And that was just because there was no real anything to the book besides just like the plot and then trying to force in the historical events that we know about Henry VIII. So this is a fiction, obviously not a real autobiography or even just a biography of him. It's just kind of trying to fictionalize his story. And I felt like there's no character development, no emotional depth. When I saw that it was titled with notes from his fool, I thought, okay, this is going to be funny at least. And it wasn't. His fool's just adding extra information that Henry VIII kind of left out. So yeah, I didn't see the point in reading it anymore, unfortunately. The other book I DNF'd was actually a real surprise to me, and I think I DNF'd it for many reasons. So that's The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin. This is the last book in the, I don't know what the name, I think it's called the Broken Earth trilogy. And I think because of everything that's going on, I was a little stressed, and it just wasn't coming in. I didn't really care, to be honest. It was moving really slow. I wasn't interested in the plot. I wasn't interested in the characters anymore. So it's not like a permanent DNF. I might go back to this so that I can have the conclusion. But yeah, I just felt it was very slow and just not the right book for the moment. Books that I did finish this month. I finished Fiddler on the Roof, which is a play. It's about a Jewish community in a Russian village, and the daughters of our character getting married off to people that he doesn't necessarily approve of, and then the persecutions they had. And then I actually finished a book that my Oma got for me from the library at her seniors program, and it was called The Cat Who Robbed a Bank. And she got it because, you know, I have cats, I love cats, and she thought I'd be interested in it. And I finished it, we'll say that, just because it was very easy to read. My problem with it was that it's set up as this mystery, so we have this jeweler who's murdered, and our main character is kind of like the richest man in town, and he just throws his money around and owns everything, and just all he does is have lunch with other rich people and complain about, you know, his friends' backgrounds not being, you know, superior, they're actually inferior to him, and it was very much not my cup of tea. And also, like, the main character didn't do anything in regards to the crime. He just was kind of like, just read the newspaper and like, oh, this is what's happening now. It's just kind of like, shouldn't the main person at least be involved somehow in solving the crime? His cat was more involved, but he didn't pick up on the clues that his cat was giving him, which is frustrating, not until after the clues were very obvious. Editing Courtney here. I'd also like to add that at no point in this book did a cat rob a bank. The title is very misleading. Onto the books that I'm still reading. I hit a big reading slump because I've been working, you know, a lot of hours and just being generally stressed at the situation. So I decided to start a different audiobook, and that is going much better than the other one. That is The Sword of Destiny, which is the second book in the Witcher series. And it's, again, I think it's more novellas than short stories because they're quite long. And they're divided into chapters and such. But it's like a series of short novellas all about The Witcher. So I'm on to the second story now, I believe. Yes. So we just finished the one with the dragons, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it because it's just what I needed right now, a nice distraction. I'm also currently reading Around the World in 80 Days, which is totally different than what I expected. The only thing I know about Around the World in 80 Days was the Jackie Chan movie that was made a while ago, and I can't really remember too much about that. But it's about this man who nobody knows how he's got all this money, and he then makes this bet with people that he will travel around the world, pre-airplanes, in 80 days. And so he hires this French man as his manservant, I guess, and they start their journey. But then as they leave, it's come to light that there is this bank robbery, and they think that the main character of Around the World in 80 Days may be the bank robber, but we don't know. So it's actually really compelling in that way. It's not just a travel log, it's also like kind of this like, did he rob the bank? Is that how he got his money? I don't know. And then the last book I'm still reading, I tried my darndest to get it done, and I was very close. I'm only 200 pages from the end, and that was my big book, the book that I knew that I was going to read for March of Mammoths, which is Memories of Ice, which is book 3 in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, and I am loving it. There are so many aha moments, I guess I can call them, things that are starting to finally click from the first 2 books. Like, the magic system is explained much better. The names of like how the bridge burners got their name, and how Fiddler got his name, and how all these like weird, because there's a lot of weird names. There's like Quick Ben and Whiskey Jack and Tattersail, like there, and it explains how they get their names, and how Quick Ben becomes as powerful as he is. And it's just like so many awesome like things are revealed, and it's actually much more straightforward because now we're kind of more settled into the story and the characters, that we're not just kind of dropped in the middle of something. We kind of know what's going on. Oh, I know what a Tistayandi is, and I know what, you know, the Tilan Emos are, and it's just like, it makes much more sense while reading. I thought the other books didn't make sense. It just kind of drops you in the middle of the story, and you have to make sense of it yourself, whereas this one, we already know a lot. So it's quite nice. So yeah, that was my reading month in March. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I think if I added up all the pages, because I read a lot of bigger books, it would add up, and it's not as disappointing as if I compare it to other months. So that's it for March. Let me know what your favorite book in March was, and thank you for watching.